Welcome to my channel Living Linux. I saw a post on the Banana Pi forum that they have a new Bianbu image, and they also write that it supports dual system boot image. Well, perhaps I need to update the firmware or something like that, but for me it just boots and I don't see a menu to switch between different images. And it looks like that you boot Bianbu Star by default. So it has VScodium. I'm not a developer, so I don't really use that. They have ONNXRuntime and Ollama integrated. And these are just some AI tasks that you can do with the FusionX application. So they have a link where you can download it, and I think it's an image of 16 gigabytes when you extract it. So here you can see it has kernel 6.6.63. It does see the GPU, but for now it doesn't look like it's really using it for the moment. And yeah, when we want to see what it supports, it does claim that it has support for OpenGL 3.3, but unfortunately it's soft pipe, so it's not really running on the GPU. And perhaps you would like to know if it has any Vulkan support. And unfortunately doesn't look like it has. But well, it does see the GPU, but doesn't look like it's working well. Perhaps I need to figure out if I need to install some additional packages. But yeah, for now I'll just let that one go. So it does say that it has OpenGL support. So let's try WebGL Aquarium. And 500 fishes once it's fully loaded. That's around, well, let's just say 33 frames per second, and when we choose 5,000 fishes, it drops to, looks like 9 frames per second, perhaps 10. So what actually did surprise me is that it looks like they have patched Chromium and that it can use the video decoder. Now, Chromium is rather slow with this release, so we have to give it some time. So let's open the Stats for Nerds VP9 codec, and we're gonna take it up to 1080p. and let's see what happens. Well, there's a bit of flickering in the screen, but apart from that, it's not dropping that many frames, and it does look okay. And when we look at the system monitor, it does use a lot of CPU, but even then, I still have the feeling that it is using the VPU. But perhaps I'm wrong, who knows. But it looks like that 1080p 60 frames per second, that is doable in Chromium. And just to show you that the VPU is actually working, so here we have a video. And it's not 60 frames per second, but 24, but you can see the dimensions. That's, let's just say widescreen 4K, so it's not the full 4K resolution, it's widescreen. But still, I'm pretty sure that if it doesn't use the VPU, that it won't be able to play it at 24 frames per second. So we're going to run it with MPV. And hopefully it wants to start. Oh. Well, that's odd. So let's see. Well, we have a lot of memory in use, but not really sure if that is the reason that it's not playing. Okay. Well, what if we... Yeah, I was also looking at the AI stuff, and with this command line I was able to find the biggest file. So if you have the 1 at the end, it will only show the largest file. And so I asked for the 10 largest files. So what if I close this one? And now the memory drops again. So now let's see what happens now. Okay, so it was running out of memory.
We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
So you can see that it is able to decode 4K 24 frames per second without any problems, as long as it's using the VPU.
Look, Celia, we have to follow our passions. You have your robotics and I just want to be awesome in space.
Why don't you just admit that you're freaked out by my robot hand?
I'm not freaked out by it. Alright, fine. I'm freaked out. I'm having nightmares that I'm being chased by this giant robotic claws.
Whatever, Tom.
So, yeah, why was I, trying to find large files? Because I wanted to make sure that when we try to run the AI programs, that it's not connecting to a server somewhere, that it is running locally. Because the SpacemiT chip does have a 2 TOPS MPU. And yeah, what was it again? So I think this is speech recognition. So you can see that it has some large model files. Well, at least they are larger than the average file, but for AI I think they're relatively small, but then again we only have a 2 TOPS MPU. And I think there's also something for Ollama. Oh, there it is. So, and I think that this is probably the model file, 284 MB. For a large language model, that's really, really small. And those are just some really small files. So I guess this is the Ollama model file. Like I said, let's make sure that we're not connecting to a server or something, that it's not cheating, and that we really run locally. So I have removed the Ethernet cable, so now you also see that the Ethernet icon is gone, so we no longer have any connection with the internet. And now we can start the AI program. It does run in a browser. So yeah, just to show you that we really don't have connection to the internet. There really is no internet connection at the moment. So there is object detection. So yeah, the interface is in Chinese, so perhaps you can translate with your phone, with the camera of your phone, or just well, some of the text you can just copy and then run it through a translator. So here you can see that it does do object detection. And then for instance with people. So that happens reasonably fast. And this is, I think, Ollama. The other thing is that I think you need to have a webcam connected for this. So I'm not going to test this at the moment. And this one, I think this is the speech recognition, but I wasn't able to get a microphone working, so, but at the moment it's not really sure if it wants to start or not. So let's check the memory again. Well, it's not too bad with the memory, but yeah, I'm not really sure why it doesn't want to start. It did start when I tested it earlier, so I don't know. Anyway, let's go back to this one. So the interface is in Chinese, but luckily you can have a conversation in English. So you can see some CPU activity, but well, usually it's faster than this. So I don't know if there's some background process that is interfering. Let's see. Oh, you're still there. So let's quit this one. That one is gone. Okay. Let's try something else. What is the meaning of life? No. So you can see that it is giving output quite fast. And as you can see, there is some CPU activity, but again, I have the suspicion that they might use the NPU, but I'm not really sure. Oops. So let's try something else. So the model is very small, but does have has some knowledge, and because it's small, that also means that it's also reasonably fast. And well, as I said, I'm not a developer, so I don't really use VScodium, but if you are, or if you're just interested, yeah, and you have a SpacemiT computer, then feel free to explore it. So this image, I'm not really sure if it's just for the Banana Pi or also for other SpacemiT computers. But yeah, the good part is that although OpenGL is running on SoftPipe and not on the GPU itself, we can run, for instance, something like WebGL Aquarium, and yeah, it is possible to play 1080p YouTube, and also local files 4K. That is also possible. And we have some AI examples. So I think Chinese people, that they are celebrating the Chinese New Year, so probably not going to happen much until early February. But yeah, I really look forward to new releases, and hopefully we get some more access to the GPU. But I think this is showing some impressive progress, so I'm really happy with that. And this is all for now, and I hope to see you again in my next video.